is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are all feeling good. We got an interesting day yesterday. We'll go through that. Pretty interesting day. We did have Jerome Powell testify, telling us that banks are safe and secure, as we had NYCB almost I think it was halted to the downside, and they needed like $1 billion because they came out and said they don't have any money, so they got $1 billion random investment, and then they shot back up. They got halted to the upside, but all this while Jerome says we're safe and secure, so we're good. We're good. Nothing to see here. I got a good feeling about it. I got a better feeling that Al's in the house. We got Albert. Good morning to you. We got Aaron. We got Bill, Brian, Sydney, Corey. Good morning to David. We got Emily. Good morning to Fabrice. Greg K. Greg Gilbert. What's going on? We got Jason L. Good morning, Jay, Linder, Joe, JT, Kevin. Good morning. We got Lauren in the house. Mark is gonna rock with us. Good morning to Miguel. Mike is we and all my people out at YouTube land. I got Daniel. I got Ola. All my lurkers in the background. It's okay. I still love you. I see you there. I see you there. You're just not commenting. That's okay. I do see you, but that's all right. Just hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure if you can share with somebody you find that you think you would find the content interesting or helpful. That would be absolutely amazing. So we got SPY. We got SPY. SPY gap up today. We almost nailed the exact bottom of the market pre-market during this time before the day open, and almost the exact high. Interesting. What's going to be different today? I was a little bit more bullish than bearish yesterday. We did close as a down day, but we banged right off this 408.50 zone. We didn't quite get up to the resistance, which is 512.54. Got pretty close to it, and just ended as a little indecision candle, which is okay. Today we're gapping above it. Still have that same resistance, 512.61. So we're not sinking. We're not sinking the market. This would be a good gap and go. Nice little indecision candle. We should be looking, I think, for the breakout. My question still remains though from yesterday. I haven't had any of my questions answered. Do we break up higher from here, or are we just consolidating and then we do get some kind of pullback? We'll see. We'll see. But we do have resistance. It's a pretty good one, 512.68. And then we got 512.81. So those two spots right above us, about 40 to 60 cents higher, could act as a little bit of a trouble spot for us. We'll have to see how that plays out. But my thought is it is a spot that could get broken just because of the obvious momentum in this market. Obviously, every single day, not every single day, but for the last 3, 4 months, 5 months, we've been bullish. We've been able to break through higher highs. I haven't seen lower lows yet. So therefore, I got to have a little bit more hope to the bull side, but we do have a pretty big resistance right above us. SPY to the downside again. That spot's now going to get a little scary because we did touch that one. So 508.28. We missed it by a couple pennies, but we made our way down there. I think that's going to be a little bit easier to break now on the downside. Still not the end of the world. Still not the biggest recession we've ever seen since the housing crisis, but 505.82 would be the next little support. And that is also a spot we've already hit. We touched it. That's going to be a little bit weaker. And then things could start to get a little bit crazier down to 501.92. If we really zoom out on the scale, none of this really matters. It's all a very small pullback comparative to how we've run up, but those are the spots I would be looking for. And again, I think still a gap and go. And I think we have to watch that resistance, but I would lean a little bit more bullish than bearish, and kind of just see what happens from there. If we get a break, this is what I would look for too. So even if you want to just sit it out, a lot of money's, believe it or not, a lot of money is made in the market from doing nothing. That's wild concept. So if you don't want to play this one bullish out of the gate, I get it. I don't know if I'd go bearish, but if we do get the break on this, I think we end up coming back. We'll retest that spot, and then that will give you the better opportunity. But now you know we've broken through it. So that's probably how I think this market will play out if we do really want to run crazy bullish today. Anything is possible, but we'll see. Let's take a look real quick at the Qs, and then if you guys got tickers you want to take a look at, let me know. Throw those into the chat, and we'll run through as many as we possibly can for the next 23 minutes. We got Qs gapping up, still inside day. SPY, I think we're still inside day 2, but barely. And we'll have to see how 23 minutes, 22 minutes goes for both the Qs and the SPY. Qs actually have a lot more room to run on it. So even though it's inside day, see if on this one we do get a little pullback. The spots that I would look for, probably the first one, and it's a little micro spot, but somewhere around like, I don't know, 440.90. Would love to see it get closer to 440.30. And then we do have yesterday's VPOC 439.25. So a little bit of room to the downside, just as some kind of inside day pullback. If you are going short at the open, and again, I don't know if that's the right or the wrong play until it happens, but you do have a good spot to throw a stop. It's essentially roughly 442.18. And that could get you a little risk if you do want to try to play a little inside day candle fade. Otherwise, I do think probably still leaning a little bit more bullish than bearish, with targets up to 444.93. So you have some room up into there, into that resistance. We'll have to see once we get there what happens, but plenty of room higher. Would love to see it come down a little bit first and then get bid up. We got David saying, oh, Jay Payne talks today, 10. Still on trial. He might get 20 to life. I don't know. Might get 20 to life. He did say he kind of shifted some of the bank narrative away from where they were kind of trapped from the bonds to like, there's some banks with some heavy commercial real estate, and those are the guys we're worried about, but we don't have any bailout plans for them. We're talking through some things. We'll chat about it, but we don't have any direct plans to save anybody. And they are kind of worried about any banks that have large commercial real estate investments. So other than that, most banks, except for some, but most banks are pretty safe and secure. That kind of changed from all banks. And then as he's saying it, NYCB is just crashing, kind of like that scene from the movie Fun with Dick and Jane with Jim Carrey, where he got put into Alec Baldwin's position, or he got put into like the media position or whatever it was. They gave him a promotion. They put him on TV for the first time, and like they show the screen of the stock just crashing as he's talking how great the company is. Similar to that. Similar to that. AA, yep. So that's a pretty good gap. Nice little high wave. Good looking inverted head and shoulders as well. I do like the fact that we're gapping above this candle. First resistance, a little bit worrisome. So 29.11. You got about 31 cents to the higher side on that one. The next target after that takes us to 29.51. They paid their dividend a couple days ago. Let's see if there's any. They got a Barron story. Alcoa, maybe from Barron's, it looks like. But yeah, good little gap on this one. Again, could we run crazy? It's not gonna be a huge short float type play. I would like to see a little pullback into probably 28.62. Get myself a little bit better just risk to reward on the play. Otherwise, I do like the trend that's kind of starting on this one, so that looks good. And it is a retest gap from yesterday too. So either into that spot or a full-on retest, $28, something like that, but looks decent. Yep, close above the bearish trend line, so that line is there. So again, maybe I don't know if today's the day it picks up and runs, but I would expect some kind of almost retest into that trend line and then run it. But I think that would be one to keep on the list for a couple days. We got Coin, COIN. Santilla la 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 is in the house. We got Coinbase. Coin running again. I don't think crypto is actually up that much, but we struggled with 240. I think we put some tweezers in at 240. This is also a this is a tough one. This is a tough one. I don't know how I want to play this one. I'm gonna have to go with the retest so I don't get in trouble. I'm gonna go with the retest. See if we get a little pullback on this one. then we will get better risk reward. This is still an inside candle. This is why I'm like, I don't know. This is an inside candle from this one, but this is also an inside candle from this, which is obviously bullish, right? So big gap up, day of consolidation, another day of consolidation with a bullish breakout. It does still look good bullish. Let's see if we get a little tiny pullback. Good spot to look now at this point would be 234.93 if you could get it. But if we get a little tiny pullback, 238.72, something in that range would be a decent try as well. So see if we get a little bit of profit taking on this one. Otherwise, that is a good looking bullish breakout. I got to throw that one a little bit higher on the list. Somewhere. There we go. All right. Randy wants to go MU. That's been our boy this month. MU. Let me take some lines off the chart. See where we're opening. MU. All the way up there. Ay, ay, ay. The market makers they're crushing it. We've been in this 95 zone. I think we actually had targets on this one for a while, close to that $100 mark. It's getting there. That would be my biggest issue is it's very close to 100 psychological whole number. Otherwise, looks like a fantastic gap. We put in obviously there's our bullish break, little classical pullback, day of consolidation, good breakout. This might be a fade move. Again, if we do fade, we got some room down to 96.81. And maybe see how it acts around 100. If we try to break 100, we put some kind of a bull trap in there. But it is Micron. The AI story, the chip story, still hot. That's is I believe an all-time high on Micron. So we've also seen some all-time high gaps open and just run. There's nothing above us to stop us. But yeah, I mean maybe a high wave, but again, even that high wave candle approaching the $100 mark, that's it's possible. It doesn't it we can make a really good win on it, and I think I'll be uncomfortable the entire win. I think I'll be like, I don't know. I don't know. AEO, American Eagle, they're still around. I'm surprised, first of all. Shocked. But short float 8%, so decent short float still. Decent short, really good gap. Not at all-time highs. I've got a rando line. I don't know if I put that in. I don't know when I put this line in. Maybe in like 96 or something. I'm not sure. Let me see what we got over here that could hold us back into a little consolidation. 8% short float, and this is a really, really big gap. Also, it looks like we sold yesterday from the earnings, or day of earnings, we'll call it that. That was a bearish engulfing candle. We might be trapping some extra bulls. I gotta add this one to the list. We could try it. Targets get a little tough. Maybe we get that pullback. What was one of the gaps that looked like this before that we traded recently? Was it Macy's? I don't know if we traded Macy's. Walmart potentially. One of those stocks, and it looked good right out of the gate, and then kind of just reversed and faded. That might be the play. That is a big gap for it. Really, 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 really nice, especially if you're already owning it. Costco, COST. Costco. Continues to climb higher. This is a good another little breakout day yesterday. Closed high. Trend is still good bullish. I would put that more as a little bit of a retest though. So we can watch that one, see if it wants to come back, fade into probably that VPOC. All-time high, it looks like. So who knows? But every single person is profitable. Again, for me, really want to wait till 772.33. But I get excited sometimes, you know. Jenny's in the house. What's up, Jenny? All right. Carvana breaking up CVNA. Breaking up like they trying to be in a Taylor Swift song. A little bit. Again, good consolidation. Looking for resistance probably about $80.18. So I don't know that we're there yet, but that it does look like a good pennant pattern. So is today the day we get crazy? Maybe, but we do have some good resistance above us for sure. Starting at that $80.18. Then the next one's about $80.80. And then a really good day would take us to about $82.87. Right now, it still looks like it's just sideways chop. That is a gap and go. This would be a more impressive gap and go, although we still get resistance close to us at 82.87. But if we were gapping above at like 81.39, I would put more weight. So hey, this could be our breakout. Right now, it's still a little bit of chop inside, and we are consolidating. But if you're going back here, here's a breakout candle, 2 days of red. This one we actually opened inside this candle still, and for no reason we just banged on out of there. Here we got one little bull trap wick, came back, 2 days consolidation. So could this day look like this? It's possible. At least on this one, you do have good stops. So you can go like 77.06. Maybe too wide on that one, but I'd go somewhere around 77.06. Maybe you get it a little more aggressive, 77.32 as your stop, and then if you're trying to head in there long, that might give you your opportunity. But it could be. We got ARM, Palantir, Roblox. Too early to pull up Palantir. No, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about Palantir. We got ARM. ARM does look good. One slight resistance at 141.65. The next target up I have is 146.75. The next target after that is the moon. But this does look good. We've danced around that resistance before. I do think this is one that can break. This is also a gap and go. I would love to see a tiny pullback into probably 139.89. Not sure if I get it. And then probably be gunning for this 146.93. So plenty of room on ARM. SPY creeping up to 513. Is today going to be another all-time high day? I don't know. Jerome Powell, 40 minutes. See if the banks are still sound and secure today. All right, let's talk about Palantir. Uh-huh. Palantir gapping up, at least this morning. Yep, there it is. So above 27. Only reason I don't want to talk about it is because I'll probably get called away at 27. But I got a week left. Anything could happen. Like the Lego movie. But yeah, really, really good day yesterday with a government contract of what was it 522 million or something like that. Whatever the size contract it was up like over 10% yesterday, or about 10%, 9.87. At some points it was over. Now you do have a gap up. I would look for this one as a retest, so maybe back down to 26.29. But kind of the story still continues. We still got S&P inclusion too coming up very, very soon. So there's a lot to be bullish on. Valuation of this company at this price, it's a little shaky, but you look at people putting Palantir as an AI play. I don't think it's a pure one, but I do like the company. I like the company. I really don't want to sell my shares at 27, but I'll just try to get back in at 26 eventually. But we'll see what happens. This one can run. I think we get the pullback first though. Somewhere down to 26.29, 27 as we look back here. 27 up in this range, 27.30, 27.40, somewhere there. We do have a little bit of a pivot. Otherwise, if we think we could break that, there's nothing really stopping us to about 28.17 today. So could make a buck. And as long as we can get this close above 27 today, I think 30 becomes the next little bit of resistance for Palantir. So we'll see. Apple looks like it'll make a good some of the words got cut off. A good 10 $10 pullback before going down. All right, there it is. Yeah, I had that little emoji thing covering. I couldn't read it. AAPL. So I do have 160 puts that I sold on this one. They do expire next week, I believe. For right now, just nobody likes Apple. Nobody. it doesn't have the story with it. It doesn't have AI. Every single report comes out. It's been negative. So has this thing gone down a lot and most likely probably oversold at this point and probably into a little bit of support and could get a bounce for sure. For sure. That's why I sold the 160 puts. Um, resistance right where we're opening 170.02 and then 170.16. Valuation is still pretty high on Apple. Uh, most people I think that have Apple are not selling unless you're Warren Buffett. Again, another just negative news piece on Apple. And usually when Warren Buffett starts to buy, he continues to buy. When he starts to sell, he continues to sell. Lightens up that portfolio. So again, not a lot of positive news around Apple. So we need that spark to really get going. I don't think Apple has it yet. My guess would be we hit this resistance. We're about halfway through yesterday's candle, very weak close. I think Apple continues for a short for today, most likely. But we'll see what the market could help at all. It hasn't so far. We've been hitting all-time highs almost every 3 days in the market, and Apple is still on this pullback. Probably closer to one of the worst performer. I would say one of the worst performers. Maybe Tesla's included with that for some of the bigger companies for 2024. So if you're holding this one, you're not feeling the same gains as somebody holding the Nvidias, the AMDs. Google not so great, but I don't think it's dipped as much. But yeah, we're into the good do or die. I think there's some people probably interested somewhere down here. The whole market's gapping up, so I can't really attribute this gap up just to Apple. And we really got to start to switch that story. Huge volume. The last big volume came in on this little candle here. So for confirmation, we really got to get above 182.64 to continue saying, hey, we're finally taking out some of those bears. We did have a little bit of volume come in on this day, so I'd say maybe we could start with a bounce 172.15, but we do have some resistance above us. So I think we get a little bit of either just sideways chop, something we need. Otherwise, right now it's still catching a falling knife. All right, we got Roblo. Nice gap up. Almost a 3-bar reversal. Would have liked to see this one push a little bit higher. What I do like on this one is I got big key volume support, $40.26. We were able to gap above that today. And then this blue line is a much longer term downtrend that we've been just kind of dancing around. So this looks pretty good. This is a big breakdown candle. We're up more than 50% of this one. So not bad. We got a nice bounce off that 200, so that looks good. Support for today, I think would be about $40.78 for a small pullback. Targets for today is about 41.28, and that would be a strong one. If we get a close above that, 41.31 maybe. If we get a close above that, then the next stop is probably 41.68. But Roblo could go a little bit crazy if we get through some of those targets. We'll keep that up there to see what happens. Again, I would love to see a little bit of a pullback just to really give me a shot. And that's it. That's more selfish than what probably actually happens. Let's see if I can get this one on the list. There we go. All right. Lift repeat of yesterday. We got to talk about Palantir now. We got to talk about Lyft. And I still had a good trade on it, and I'm just not happy. Just miserable. We knew that 3R was coming. We knew we had good targets on it. Today, maybe we could try Lyft. That was a great candle. Again, our targets on this was about 1861. Nailed it. We got right there, right into that zone. Maybe we hit like 1860. I think we hit 1861. So pretty good targets. We kind of saw that one as it was happening. There was our actual entries on this one. Original stop, moved it up. We had targets of 1773 first. We're like, no, let's go 18. That's 2 R's. And we had a plan of like, don't hit out targets in 7 candles, and we'll move it to 3 R's. We would have achieved that, but so be it. So be it. This one for me at this point, so we did already hit that resistance once. We're still technically inside day, although very, very strong on this one. See if this one wants to pull back to like 1834. In fact, what I'll do is set a little alarm. at 1836. And if we could get a little bit more of a pullback on this one, because that was a good day yesterday, and we do have a slight little resistance now above us. Next target, though, takes me up to $19.12, so we could definitely do something fun with it. And then if we could break through that, she going. Win says, do you have a theory on why previous POCs are such accurate targets? It's just volume. Yep. The only thing that really matters in the market, I mean, we could put as much MACDs and RSIs and EMAs and SMAs. We could add every indicator possible. And my bank account don't care about any of them. It don't care about any of them. The only thing I care about in the market is if I'm making money or if I'm losing money. So those POCs represent the highest volume per price. So I know a lot of people will start feeling emotions at those spots. And if you're bearish, you're going to want to protect it. If you're bullish, you want to break through it. So a lot of times that becomes good support, good resistance. Oh, yeah, Rock, you got to get another haircut today, so we get 3 hours on something. We missed our shot yesterday. We had it. Even the day before, we had a potential 3-hour trade. We ended up with, what was that, MU? We ended that one with 1.2. We're positive for the month trading, which is good, but I've definitely left some R's on the table for March. It's early, though. It's early. Microsoft, nice little gap again. Pretty big bearish engulfing candle. That's the one I'd be worried about. Look for about 50% retrace on this one. We are into a little bit of resistance, but I'd be looking for maybe like 409.57. I'd want to see that one hold if I was bearish. So I think that's where your main resistance comes from. But all along here, this one probably, I think, sells at the open. It depends on where we open. Maybe we get rejected somewhere around 407. So probably a little chop out of the gate. Target today, unless they come out with something crazy during the day. 409.57 for me. If we start to break that, we got some good upside. This is a good double bottom, nice little high wave candle. I would expect at some point, maybe not today, but at some point, and maybe today, 402.19. No, that's too early, that bell. That's too early. But that is the morning bell. So everybody out on YouTube land, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Alert on Lyft. We got in already. Filled. No, just kidding. Not filled yet, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. You guys are awesome. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Later, guys.